Welcome back to Championship Court here. What a great final day of competition we've had here, singles day. We just finished watching some of the guys play, and right now it's the ladies' turn. We've got the women's gold medal match. As you take a look at the draw, how the players got through here. Michelle Esquivel beating out Christine McGrath earlier. And Tereschenko taking down Cammie McGregor. Let's take a look right now as we go to some of the highlight packs from these players earlier today. Here's a look at Michelle Esquivel using that power game, especially off that forehand side. She's looking to play some first strike pickleball. Loves it in the backcourt. Pressuring her opponents. Good speed we saw earlier on. Tereschenko taking down Esquivel earlier. And a little bit of a grudge match here. A little bit of a comeback attempt here. To her as she might be able to shot her before she comes to the net, but when she does, she is deadly up there. And we see her against Cammie McGregor, getting those high balls, putting her way to the open court. Esquivel, two-handed backhand. And 100 feet here. On that backhand from McGregor to set up the open court. Finish. Esquivel, also a great mover. So there, that's the opposite lob with 1.5. Variety of shot Esquivel can display. Let's take a look at her opponent, Irina Tereschenko. She's gone this far to the gold medal match on her path to the podium without dropping a match. And we're back here now with live action. This is point number 1. And we see Michelle Esquivel, first one to get on the board, and I am very pleased to announce a special guest here in the broadcast booth. Special guest, I like to give our listeners a chance to guess who it is. I don't think it'll take too long.
Well, today's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it might be a little more difficult. We can talk about that in a moment. Right now, as we look at Tereschenko and Esquivel battling from the baseline a little bit here, special guest. Talk to us about, we've brought the contrast to light here earlier. We saw the guys almost always coming in off the return of serve, whereas the women will sometimes stay back for a couple ground strokes. Thoughts?
Well, the reason for that, I think Irina, her game style is that she always comes in after the return of serve. But the thing about Michelle is that the best part of her game is her passing shots. So unless Irina has a really good return, she could get in trouble right off the bat. And again, that's kind of playing more tactics to your opponent, not necessarily to what Irina prefers to do.
So sometimes it's about doing what you excel at, and sometimes it's about making your opponents uncomfortable and playing the kind of game that they don't want to get into. Good inside out, high forehand. It didn't take very long for people to guess who it was. Actually, I think we gave 1 million bonus points from the PPA to Lucy Kovalova, who guessed that it was in fact Simone Jardim, who's joining us here.
Lucy, long time.
All right, Lucy, of course, and Simone teamed up together. Oh, a quick timeout already at 4-1. We're going to stay with it here while we talk to Simone a little bit more. Simone, had a good result so far in the women's doubles, as well as in the mixed doubles, pairing up with...
It's pretty nice when you have Lucy and Ben as your partners. So, yeah, it was a fun 2 days of competition. And unfortunately today I I wish I was playing, but I have to make sure that I'm okay. Have another tournament in a couple weeks, so just feeling a little bit under the weather, and I am not 20 anymore. Recovery is not as easy as it used to be. So, but anyways, this is awesome singles. You guys are in for a treat with Michelle and Irina. Both of them have very different game styles. I've played plenty of times against both of them, and that's a great get by Irina. Great get. I still think that Irina has to stay aggressive. She can't play in the baseline too long. Because Michelle, again, she's got great ground strokes, and if Irina doesn't put pressure, then I think Michelle just feels a little free.
We saw that earlier against Cammy McGregor, Michelle Esquivel. With those great grand strokes, Cammy felt that if she did come in, it was a risk because of the great passing shots that Esquivel had both down the line and cross court, but then if she stayed back, it wasn't much better because, again, Esquivel happy to grind it out from the baseline.
Absolutely.
With that forehand and that two-handed backhand. Score right now is 5-2. Esquivel out to an early lead. Tereschenko is the #1 seed here in this draw. Lucy says it's nice for her to have you as a partner too.
Aww.
Real love fest here today. Well, that's a tough serve from Tereschenko. Just catches the outside of the line.
See that? Hitting a little short through the middle, and then Michelle has many options there. She can go angle or she can go down the line. It opens up too much court. She needs to get that ball to penetrate through the court. And Michelle, I mean, she needs to do what she does best, which is pick her targets and, stick to them.
There's a great example of the punishing ground strokes from Esquivel. Takes her 2 tries, and after that second one, she does get the high ball that she can put away. 5-3 Esquivel.
Wow, that's an awesome return.
Irina has the chance on the forehand side, doesn't get quite the angle she wants off the paddle, hits the net.
And also, I don't think that you can notice too much, but there is a little bit of a breeze, a little bit this way. So for Irina, nice gets. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Comes the lob.
What a point.
Oh my goodness. Whew.
So it's a little bit of a breeze this way. So I think for Irina, that's why she's not able to get those approach shots deep enough. So at the moment, Michelle has a little bit of an advantage.
One of the questions we often hear. All right, we're going to have a quick timeout. This hydration break brought to you by Jigsaw Health. We're going to talk more about this match when we come back. Mark Renneson, Simone Jardim here in the gold medal women's match. PPA, Mesa.
Pickleball is very, very different. 8 to 10 matches in one day, and each match could be 45 minutes. Being able to start and go and stop is very, very challenging. When I'm taking Jigsaw Health supplements, I have the confidence to stay out there all day, and I can stay focused, energized, and cramp-free. I wouldn't recommend Jigsaw Health to any of my opponents. You guys continue drinking whatever you're drinking right now.
All right, a couple questions here. One, Kim Thomas is asking about, can you fan these on YouTube? You will be able to later on, after the tournament, we'll post these to the Pro Pickleball Media YouTube page. You can find them there later. Simone, we had a question. Oh, your good friend Abby Brooks joined us. Abby Brooks, formerly Abby David. We were talking about wind being a factor, and I'm sure one of the questions that you often get from people, I hear it too, is like when you're choosing to serve, would you, or like if you had the choice between playing into the wind or playing against the wind, would you have a preference?
Yeah, so I have a lot of clients that will ask, oh wow, that's that will ask like, what do you pick? And this is my personal, my personal opinion is that I usually pick side, because I wanna, especially when the wind is a factor, I wanna start with the wind at my face, so that way in the first game, it might be tough, but then I know that in the second game I got the wind behind me. Especially for singles, it's such a factor because it's the difference between your ball going deeper or staying shorter. And then when it comes to the third game, then I'm starting on the bad side, but then I'm gonna end the game on the good side. And again, this is a personal preference. Serving is really, it's 1 point that potentially you could get, but if you start serving and your opponent has the side advantage, that can determine the end result, the match result.
All right, so a lot of factors to consider. Meanwhile, with that offensive lob we saw from Michelle Esquivel, she used that earlier to win the game against McGregor, and we saw it right here, a clean winner. And she used that. She went out to a quick start here, winning that game 11-3. Didn't take very long, and we're here at the start of game number 2. Irina Tereschenko's got to put something together in a hurry against Esquivel.
See already Irina's ball is a lot deeper. You see the difference on that?
From the return of...
Especially because she's got a slice.
Yep.
And with the slice, if the wind catches
it gets caught up in the wind a little bit.
Oh my gosh, it stays very, very short. But now, it's with the wind help, it's going to stay deep.
I mean, in some ways, Irina has a similar kind of game to Cammie McGregor, right, with that backhand slice.
Finesse,
we talked about it earlier.
Lots of hands, yeah.
And Michelle put McGregor in a bit of trouble, picking on that backhand, and Cammie sort of had this choice, either try to run around it, to use that forehand of hers, which was so great, or hit with two hands where she could drive through the ball a little bit. And so I wonder whether playing McGregor earlier, who has some similarities to Tereschenko, whether that favors Esquivel.
That's a great shot by Michelle. Some tough gets. I mean, she was running side to side.
0-2, Michelle Esquivel really swinging freely on that forehand serve. She comes to the net, that pressure, so much pressure. Now, some people would score that as an unforced error from Tereschenko. I would argue...
Oh, no, it's all the pressure. She came in behind it.
On the run, on the backhand, with Esquivel coming forward. So tough. She knows she's got to be virtually perfect to hit that shot.
Yeah, that's trouble.
Esquivel gets a free point off of her serve. She'll take that, 2-2. And again, there's an example of the limitations of the backhand slice. It really has the advantage when you're returning serve, for example, to keep that ball low, to get that skid. But if you're trying to hit a passing shot with an opponent at the net, because of the backspin, it slows it down a little bit, giving your opponent at the net more time to set up.
I mean, right now I feel like Michelle is playing to win. I mean, she's swinging freely and just going for it, and it's working for her. Irina definitely gonna have to put more on her ball, because otherwise Michelle is just gonna
overpower it. Esquivel over the last year, I'd say, we saw a great performance from her at Nationals. She's really sort of come into her own as a singles player out there. one that any pro really has to watch out for. That
Oh.
looked like a good time to come to the net there with Tereschenko on the run. Esquivel didn't need to.
She's right now, Michelle's just dictating play for sure and having Irina on the run.
All right. As they go to a quick timeout, we're going to be back with more here. Mark Renneson, Simone Jardim here in Mesa.
Well, put your hands together for these two great players battling it out, Michelle and Irina.
All right, we're back live here on Championship Court here at the PPA Grand Slam Qualifier here in Mesa, Arizona. You're looking at the gold medal match right now. Michelle Esquivel, dominant so far. She's up 11-3, 5-2 in this best 2 out of 3 match. Now, Simone, if Michelle manages to win this match,
Game to 15, yeah.
That's right.
And anything goes at that point.
That's right. It will be a game to 15 after that, and that's because this event, like all the PPA events, it's double elimination. You have to lose twice to be knocked out of the tournament, and so far Tereschenko is undefeated. She, in fact, put Esquivel into the loser's bracket earlier today. Not much Irina can do with that. Quick programming note, right after this match, you're going to see the bronze medal match for the men. Tyson McGuffin's going to return to this court taking on Tyler Loon. That'll be a rematch from earlier today as well. The winner of that will go to the gold medal match to face Ben Jones. That's an important passing shot for Tereschenko to go with those two hands, drive it down the line. Got to think on that backhand side, she's going to need that kind of power. 2-8. And she almost gets it again there, a little bit wide.
8-2.
She's just moving really well. Holy moly. Wow, nice get.
So again, we're seeing Tereschenko often staying back on that return of serve. Is it because I think the pace and the depth and the spin of the Esquivel serve, not really letting Irina come forward, just feeling like she's too deep in the court, not a high quality enough return to come forward.
And that's one thing that sometimes is bringing her in when she is back in the further part of the court.
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
Michelle can't do any wrong right now. It's pretty tough for Irina, that's for sure.
8-3, Michelle Esquivel. That should be a TV timeout. Yep, that's right. That's right. Michelle Esquivel reminding the referee there's a TV timeout. We're going to go to a quick hydration break.
This thing is organized properly and run properly.
This is brought to you by Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good. Back in a sec. Tyler was the only guy. She's the first woman. Tyler was the only guy who uses the TV time. Like now that they're getting used to it, so they don't have to take the time to themselves. Save it. It's like in other sports too, right? They know it's coming. The refs need to remember, but yeah, like I feel like this year, she looks like she's throwing so much confidence.
Here we go, let's cheer them on. Gold medal match.
All right, we're back live here. 8-3 in this women's gold medal match. Remember, if Esquivel can win this match, she only needs 3 more points. We will then see a tiebreaker game to 15. Look at that hustle from Esquivel.
Point.
Esquivel really moving well around the court here. That sets up 9-3. And what do you think, Simone? Is Irina still playing to win this particular match, or do you think she's already getting mentally prepared for that race to 15?
Point.
I think she checked out a little bit, but it's just that she, in a way, in Irina's case here, is that she needs to find something to get Michelle off of her game, because Michelle is just hitting everything Mach 10 really well. Like, I mean, she is fully swinging at it, and everything is going her way. So Irina, if she wants to have a chance in coming back here, she needs to, you know, throw something different and see what happens. Get the ball out of Michelle's strike zone.
Yeah, you got to think here, if Esquivel does manage to win this match,
Oh my goodness.
if I'm Tereschenko, I'm going to try to get as much time as possible between the end of this match and the start of the race to 15. Hopefully that Esquivel cools down a little bit, maybe gets off of her rhythm. 10-3, match point.
But in a way, those balls are sitting right at Michelle's wheelhouse. You know, like they're just right on her waist, and that's where Michelle thrives. Like, that's her wheelhouse right there. So, see, that serve is more like it, a little bit, maybe a little higher with a lower ball. Oh wow, that's unbelievable. Hey,
Wow. Point.
Michelle trying to change directions to go back for that ball. A little bit of a stumble. Tereschenko
it's
gets the
because she
serve back.
wrong-footed her. She went behind her, and that's pretty tough when body momentum is going one way and then you go behind.
Like, even if Irina gets to that ball, I mean, it gets it back over. You know, what's
She
she
would
going
have
to
to
do
hit a
from
winner
that
off of it.
position?
Yeah.
And once
Brett Noel, Jason Sherman, play it for the goal. Not for GS1. First and one break is the referee.
another match point here. Michelle Esquivel serving to Irina Tereschenko, and that'll do it.
Yeah.
Now don't go anywhere, folks.
We're going to have one more game for 15 points.
Wow. This gold medal match is not over because we get a race to 15. Michelle, Irina. Coming up in a race to 15.
All right, hi, folks. One more round of applause for these two women. All right, just a quick note in case some of you aren't sure, this tournament, the whole PPA tour, is a double elimination tour. That means you've got to lose twice, and this was Irina's first loss of the day. And so right now, they're going to play, after this short break, a race to 15, win by 2. The winner of that is going to be our gold medal champion. So stay tight. We're going to be back in just a couple minutes with the race to 15, Irina Tereschenko and Michelle Esquivel.
There you go.
Someone beat me to it. Yeah, Michelle. So, where is she coaching? Because I know she was in Florida for a bit. So that's over.
This has been an amazing day so far. Let's give it up for all these amazing athletes. Doing something that most of us don't even want to dream about doing. This singles, this stuff is tough. Well, I just want to say one thing to the lady in the front row under the shade in the blue. It's fun to feel good shirt. Yes, you right there. This one goes out to you.
Fun to feel good like you should. It's fun to feel good, fun to feel good like you should. 'Cause life is way too short to feel a little crappy. Way more fun to feel healthy and happy. It's fun to feel good like you should. It's fun to feel good like you should. Oh, so if you wanna feel your best, purchase our products through the test.
Here at PPA, we want to thank all of the sponsors that have made this tournament amazing. We want to thank Onyx, Vulcan, Paddletech, ProPenix, K-Swiss, Selkirk Sport, C&D Pickleball Nets. That's what you're seeing right there in the middle. Pickleball Central, Third Shot, Durafast, Jigsaw Health, and Creamies. Creamies, is that ice cream? Mark, did we get ice cream today? I sure hope so. Well, folks, are you ready for a game to 15? Well, put your hands together one more time. Irina, Michelle, welcome back to center court, Michelle Esquivel. Okay, folks, it's a race to 15 between Irina and Michelle. Give it up.
And we are live on championship court again. Mark Renneson alongside Simone Jardim This is a race to 15. The winner of this match is going to be our gold medal champion.
Point.
There you go, Irina Tereschenko on the board. Gotta wonder, Simone, whether during the break she went back to the drawing board, thought a little bit about whether a change in tactics were necessary.
Oh, the sun.
Any comments so far, Miss Jardim, about what we're seeing so far? Right away, up 2-0, Tereschenko.
Changing it up, giving something different to look at.
So one of the things we saw early on in the 2 out of 3 match before, didn't see it, in the 2 to 3 match before, is we saw Esquivel really getting into a rhythm there. What we might see from Tereschenko is a little more variety.
Oh,
She's going to track
that's
that ball down.
Ooh.
She was there. Is maybe a little more variety, a few more sort of mixing of speeds and heights, distances and directions, even spins to try to prevent Esquivel
Michelle
from
is
getting into
just
that rhythm.
Feeling that ball so well. Ooh.
Point.
She can't miss that. That's like that's an unforced error. If you want to talk about unforced error,
I
that's one.
don't really know.
That is one. She's definitely. See, that was 2 for the price of 1 because she missed that volley, easy volley. The next one was a mental mistake. Oh.
Trying to change up the direction there after 2 good cross scores, trying to play a little chip down the line, forcing Esquivel to chase that ball on her forehand side. Instead, it's now 4-2, Esquivel serving, again with a powerful serve.
That's the first mistake that I see from Michelle from the backhand side. That backhand is looking sharp. She's really getting underneath it and ripping it.
That ball goes just wide, and there's going to be another point for Tereschenko.
I think this is going to be more like a marathon versus a race. It's going to be every point.
A marathon to 15.
A marathon to 15.
Tough return from
That's
Esquivel.
smart. I think Irina thought she was going to go inside in, and then she changed last minute and went inside out with less space. That's such a good ball. Wow, great gap.
Can Tereschenko get out of trouble here? That ball lands just inside. You can see that Esquivel really had to power down that overhead smash. She's looking straight into the sun, which is why Tereschenko put up that defensive lob. 5-3. Bit of a miss hit, but Tereschenko will take it.
I got it.
Scores 5-3. Definitely when it comes to power on the serve, definitely got to give the edge to Esquivel. Definitely hits that ball harder than Tereschenko does.
Wow, what a point. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Tereschenko's getting some help from the wind on that one. Great effort by both these players here on Championship Court. Nice crowd in the house. And just to the right, you can see some. As Tereschenko decides to take a timeout, think about things, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Back in a moment with more here. In a game to 15, Mark Renneson, Simone Jardim. Stay close.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
And we're back live here on Championship Court. 6-3, Michelle Esquivel serving to Irina Tereschenko. Mark Renneson with Simone Jardim here. There's some good pressure by Tereschenko coming forward. Sometimes just having a body there at the net. Sometimes just having a body there at the net can apply pressure.
But also giving her like 2 different balls, not 2 of the same balls.
Trying to disrupt that rhythm.
Yep.
And again, that ball was wide. Yeah. There's another example of it there.
That's all it was out. Point. 4-6.
4-6, Tereschenko trying to claw her way back here. First to 15, winning by 2, will win the gold medal.
Nice.
And there we go.
Unbelievable.
Tereschenko anticipating it's going to be a down the line passing shot, moves to her right. Esquivel uses that left hand to curl the ball cross court instead. 6-4.
I do have to say that Michelle is moving forward really well. Like she's moving in all directions well, but she's also moving well forward.
4-6.
The winner of this match will go home with $1,000 in prize money, not to mention any other sponsorship incentive money that they might have into their pro sponsor contracts. The silver medalist here will go home with $600. We're going to be back in a moment. This hydration break brought to you by Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good.
Pickleball is very, very different. 8 to 10 matches in one day, and each match could be 45 minutes. Being able to start and go and stop is very, very challenging. When I'm taking Jigsaw Health supplements, I have the confidence to stay out there all day, and I can stay focused, energized, and cramp-free. I wouldn't recommend Jigsaw Health to any of my opponents. You guys continue drinking whatever you're drinking right now.
You're looking at Irina Tereschenko serving at 5-6. Rolls that ball deep to Esquivel. She loves using. There's that inside-in forehand you were talking about before, Simone.
It's just right on her wheelhouse, and that is definitely her strength.
Quick note here, right after this, you're going to be seeing the men's pro bronze medal match. It's going to be a rematch from earlier today, Tyson McGuffin and Tyler Loon. McGuffin won that earlier. The winner of that will go to the gold medal final. That's a bad error off of Esquivel.
Let's go!
That was hesitation, definitely hesitation there.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves maybe. You know, sometimes when you have a big, we're going to see what happens here. Can Esquivel bounce back, keep playing strong? Tereschenko a little bit fired up. I mean, sometimes, Simone, you know, and you see this in your coaching, is that people, you know, it's easier to hit hard than it is to hit soft sometimes. And sometimes when there are a little bit of nerves, people find sort of swinging freely, hitting hard is a way to kind of get rid of those jitters rather than these touch shots like here. She lets that ball sit up too high. Tereschenko gets there, but not good enough. We'll say hi to our friend Dekel Bar.
Deco. Oh.
Dekel will be at some of the PPA events over the
He's
course
doing
of the
some
year.
schoolwork. Gotta get that degree. That's a great shot.
There you go. Tereschenko wraps that one nicely into the court.
6s.
6-6. This is a game to 15. hits it a bit too finely. There's that backhand dink. And if I'm Tereschenko, the thing I'm taking note of here is that as things have softened up, it's tilted in her direction. A missed volley by Esquivel and a missed dink there. So good on that return of serve.
I know,
right?
but she should have been in behind that. Because now, oh. Yeah.
And again, as things get short in the court, the odds tilt in Tereschenko's favor.
Longer reach.
You can do music though.
So while these players look to switch sides, why don't you give them a big hand?
Yeah, it is something, Simone, I've talked about a fair bit here on this broadcast. It's just this feeling that, like, even when you watch the guys, they don't always come in off the return of serve. If it's a poor return, if they're really deep in the court and they feel like they're going to have poor position, they'll stay back. But like their default desire is to come forward off of the return, just like in doubles. With the women, I tend to notice is that for the most part, it seems like they're not looking to come in off that return. Right? Even after that great return serve by Esquivel, she really had Tereschenko on her heels, still choosing to stay back and use that power game.
Yeah, and I think that in a way that played to her disadvantage. I think that she should have come in behind it because the return was so good. And again, I think that's something that Michelle does well, is read the ball well and then coming behind it. But I think the situation may be playing a little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
Feeling
Nice.
like she had it, and now she's playing not to lose instead of how she was playing at the beginning. A little bit more swinging freely, but Irina has some to do with it, mixing it up and giving her some different balls.
And a little cluster of errors in a row here from Esquivel. Tereschenko riding a bit of a wave of momentum here. Esquivel continues to swing freely. She's going to be happy with that angle she created. Got to think that Tereschenko was expecting a return down the line to the backhand where she'd have to run around it. Esquivel goes instead the other direction. 6-10. Ooh, that is a
Such
tough
a
deep
good-
ball.
Oh my gosh, and that slice had so much
So
juice on
heavy,
it.
that slice, yep. She's got to time that ball so perfectly when there's that much spin and it's that deep in the court. 10-6, Tereschenko serving. And when it rains, it pours. It's pouring right now for Michelle
Changing
Esquivel.
momentum for sure.
Tereschenko up 11-6 here. She got a favorable roll off the top of the net. 11-6, up to 15.
That's such a good ball.
The trouble is when
Nice
you do
get.
run around the backhand to play that forehand, it
Lot
was a
of
nice
court.
dink, but a lot of court to cover if it's a good drop volley. 6-11. Ball goes just a little bit wide. 7-11. The crowd getting behind Esquivel here. She puts one on the board. Good read by Tereschenko on that down the line pass attempt. She's able to redirect to the open court. She's serving again at 11-6.
11-7, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think we got you here, Simone. Uh-oh.
That's an unforced error. That I would count it as an unforced error. Pushed too much on the return of serve.
12-7.
That's a great volley. I think she's fighting herself so hard here to believe that she can come back and, bring something. And she's dangerous under this situation where she just goes for it. And if it starts to go in, it could be trouble for Irina. So Irina definitely cannot loosen up.
The ball lands just long. Good rolling backhand cross score. Esquivel, 8-12.
Yeah, she got more aggressive. Oh my.
The confidence to hit that ball not at Tereschenko, who is at the net, but down the line. All right, we're going to go to a quick break. We're going to be back with more here. Michelle Esquivel, Irina Tereschenko here on Championship Court. Just in a second.
Pickleball is very, very different. 8 to 10 matches in one day, and each match could be 45 minutes. Being able to start and go and stop is very, very challenging. When I'm taking Jigsaw Health supplements, I have the confidence to stay out there all day and I can stay focused, energized, and cramp-free. I wouldn't recommend Jigsaw Health to any of my opponents. You guys continue drinking whatever you're drinking right now.
All right, we're back here live on Championship Court. 9-12. You're looking at Michelle Esquivel serving very close to the net to Irina Tereschenko, and this time she finds the net with that forehand. Simone, is it fair to say that the momentum is still going in Tereschenko's way?
Well done.
It's a big shot for Tereschenko. I think that's an answer. Yes, the momentum is going her way. Even Esquivel gives her a round of applause for that.
13-9.
2 points from the gold medal.
Wow.
Wow.
Point.
Good hustle. Good hustle.
Great hustle getting to that ball. Esquivel just ran out of territory. Not much she could do there.
14-9.
Championship point, 14-9.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, what a point.
And with that backhand slice going wide, Irina Tereschenko takes the championship, the gold medal. Michelle Esquivel
great
gets
match.
the silver. What a match. This one went the distance. I'm going to do a quick on-court interview. You're going to want to stay close because we've got men's bronze medal action coming up in a moment. Tyler Loon, Tyson McGuffin. Stay close. Simone Jardim, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Give it up for your gold medal champion, Irina Tereschenko. And also your bronze medalist, Cammie McGregor, the great one.
All right, everyone, one more time, a round of applause for Michelle Esquivel and Irina Tereschenko. Coming up, we've got a great match for you. It's going to be a rematch from earlier, Tyler Loon and Tyson McGuffin for the bronze medal and the right to go into the gold medal match against Ben Johns. In the meantime, let's talk to Irina about this match. So Irina, this is one of the most dramatic matches I've seen here on Championship Court. Tell us what's going through your mind is that you're forced into that race to 15 at the end there.
Well, Michelle played incredible in the first 2 out of 3. So my strategy was to try to win some points and get the Arizona crowd into this. Woo!
Yeah. Well, we really saw that in that race to 15, a little more variety, mixing things up. Esquivel was in such a great rhythm earlier on, and you seem to use a little more variety as you went going forward.
Well, I had a little discussion with Simone, and we've all played each other so many times that basically we know the scouting report. But I think in terms of as far as confidence goes, maybe by having a little bit of counter down and I was prepared for battle and try to mix it up a little more and move aggressive at the net.
And what a great match it was. Michelle really brought the best out of you. It's such a treat for all of us. Michelle, congratulations to you for the silver medal. Irina for the gold. Get ready, we've got some more pro action coming up. This time the men, Tyson McGuffin, Tyler Loon coming up in just a moment.